Loved ones, what's good? Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, peace. And always love, baby. We're back. It's been so long. It's been so long since I did a reading. I've been living life. I've been integrating. I've been outside doing music. It's been great. It's really been a great time, a great little break. But, you know, I got called to sit back down with y'all and pass these messages on. So, we're going to get a reading in today. Universal message, universal general reading. A lot of great things happening in the stars and planets. Happy astrological new year. It's Aries season. Okay, we just got out of retrograde. We got a shadow period for about another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But the energy is all, the general energy that I sense right now is that all seeds that have been planted will grow. That's just what I keep hearing in my head. All seeds that have been planted will grow. And so all the seeds that, you know, we've been planting over these past years, we had a lot of planetary transits that have ended. And so a lot of cycles are breaking. And you can see that inside yourself and you can see that outside yourself in the world. And so all the seeds that we planted during these planetary cycles, now that we have an ending, a death, we have to have a new beginning. And so I just feel that essence of a new beginning, new start. So let's see what the cards have to say today. We'll get into it. Again, this is a general reading. Okay? General. So if it don't resonate, throw it out. Okay? Shout out to all my Aquarians out there. You know, for a while, this was like a solely Aquarian page. But we're in the age of Aquarius, so every reading really is Aquarian coded. So shout out to all my aquas out there. Let's get into some things. Let's see what we got. Okay. Period. All right. So right out the gate, we have Law of Oneness, Art and Music, and the Moon. Okay. Now the Law of Oneness states that you are everything and everything is you. So that, you know, that's befitting for the times right now. As we move into Aries season, the beginning of the astrological calendar, it's good to remind ourselves that we're connected. Especially in a time in our history where the world seems so disconnected. That's a great reminder. That's a great reminder for us to understand that we are a united front. We are one organism. Everything in this world is one organism, a part of one body. And I feel like Spirit, because we have the Moon card here as well. And so, you know, your emotions, the Moon represents emotions. Your emotions could be affected by the people, places, and things around you. Okay? Also, what you ingest through art and music. And I would even add social media to this. It's a time right now where it's very important to choose your diet. Okay? And when I say diet, I don't just mean what you put into your mouth to eat, to ingest. You gotta also be choosing your spiritual diet. What are you choosing to watch and put into your body through your eye gates? What are you choosing to listen to? What are you putting in your body through your ear gates? Okay? What are you choosing to put yourself in proximity to? Okay? The skin is the biggest organ on the body. So who are you allowing to touch your biggest organ on your body? What are you absorbing? It's really a time right now, okay, for the collective to really understand how to protect your peace, okay? So, because people can be getting, you could be getting overwhelmed right now by all of the things that's going on in the world, the media, this, that. Listen, what you focus on is real, okay? And really the only thing that we can control is ourselves. So that's the first focal point that we need to zone in on. Everything outside of that, we can't really control, and you'll give yourself anxiety putting all of that into your world. It's time to mind your business. Mind your business. Be where your feet are, okay? And mind your business. That is what is in front of you and what you can control, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Just understand, we got the Libra card here. That's the card of balance and justice. Divine justice, right? So here's the thing. When we're being fed so much negativity on the media, we start to believe that energy of chaos, war, dissension, we start to see life through those lenses. Okay, and that's why you got to be careful with what you feed yourself, because you start putting on lenses based on what you ingest into your spiritual body. Okay? And so, if I'm feeding myself positive messages in the morning, if I'm feeding myself great foods, if I'm feeding myself great company, regardless of what the world and the media or anybody is saying is going on in the world, I will see everything through the lenses in which I create. You are creating your world, your simulation that you're walking through. Okay? So we need to take a bit more accountability for the lenses we put on. Okay? You're lens crafters. Okay? And so we can assume, based on watching what we're fed and given, that there's no balance going on in the world, that it's just chaos and confusion and fights and aggression, and we can assume that is the general energy of the world, but it's just not. It's not true. Okay? We are seeing and we are living in a time of divine justice, of divine balance. We're also living in the age of Aquarius, where things are being revealed. Okay? And in order for things to be healed, they got to be revealed. So just because things are coming to the forefront, it's kind of like, a wound or a pimple. That pimple brings something to the surface that needs to get out of the body. Right? So what we're seeing now in our world is there's things that have been hidden under the surface that need to get out of our body, out of our world. So don't hinge your cart to the fact that the world is ending and everything's going crazy. Relax. Now, some people's world is ending based on the lenses that they have on. Some people's world is getting a fresh new start based on the lenses that we have on. Okay? And so don't get caught up in what's going on outside, because that's going to cloud your judgment. It's leading to clouded judgment. We don't want to make decisions out of fear, out of anxiety. We can't. We'll be crippled. Right? And so it takes a bit of maturity. It takes a bit of maturity to navigate today's world, you guys. It takes spiritual discernment to be able to truly see through all of the illusion and all of the BS, and especially if you live in America, trying to see through all the propaganda. It takes maturity. But in order to help you sustain and even maybe in some cases develop that maturity, you got to pull out of it. Just pull out of it a little bit. Get up out of it. Okay? Go into your own world. Okay? Work on your lenses. Feed yourself through your eyes, through your mouth, through your ears, through the company you keep. Feed yourself nourishing people, places, things, thoughts, habits, and ideas. And then launch yourself out into the greater world. And I'm telling you, you're going to be walking through the world with different glasses. You're not going to be living in the same reality as a lot of people who are unaware that they have the power to craft their lenses. Okay? This is good. This is good stuff. I've been away from the cards for a minute. I've been doing my personal readings and they've been on point, but I haven't been doing as many readings in this past year that I have done in the past. I was doing them, sometimes twice a week, once a week. So I was a little nervous if I was going to be able to really get with it. But that's the good thing about having a card system that doesn't rely on you to be some type of, spiritual guru or anything like that. It's a card system. You read the signs. Okay. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Yep. Feeling restricted. Okay. So there could be some delays right now. You could be feeling delayed in some of the things that you feel should be coming towards you. And you probably feel them though. You probably feel them very heavily. Okay. There might be a pull or a yearning. There could be a sense of, I know it's coming. Something big is coming. I can feel it. Stay in that. Stay in that energy. Okay. Because the more that you feel your emotions, because this is also connected to the moon, the more you feel your emotions around your desires, what is coming to you, okay, the better. And so a delay doesn't mean a denial. Okay, that's very important. A delay does not mean a denial. And God would not put in your spirit a yearning for something and a desire for something that wasn't promised to you. Okay. I don't know about your God, but the universe that God created is an ordering system. It's like Amazon. Okay. Once you put in your order, it's coming. Now, you don't have a delivery date. The date is when you're alignment with it and when you're ready, right? So there's no delivery date on these things. But don't let your, because it's also connected to clouded judgment. Don't let your judgment get clouded in the midst of waiting for your promise. Okay? Anything that God has put in your heart is a promise. It just got to unfold. You just got to align. You just got to get ready. So while you're in that waiting room, okay, and to wait means to prepare. To wait doesn't mean to just sit on your hands every day, obsessing over the thing, okay? Feel that yearning and let that yearning alert you to the fact that this thing is on the way. Get excited. Okay? Get excited about what God has for you. Get excited about it. Okay? And then start to prepare. That's what you do in the waiting room. Okay? You prepare. Okay? We also have mask. Okay? So masculine energy. I feel like there's a balance coming in with this masculine energy. But I also feel like, here's the thing. You might be having an imbalance in your masculine energy, feeling like you need to do something. There's nothing you need to do. You already did everything you need to do. Loved ones, hear me. Hear me. This is coming in. Yeah, this is coming in clear. You've already done all the things you need to do. Okay? There's no more assertiveness that you can put forth that will bring this to you any faster. There's no more action and assertiveness that you could put forth that would rush your promises towards you. Okay? What you got to do is, because there's an imbalance in the masculine, you need to fall into your feminine. And this is whether you're male, female, non-binary, or anything in between and along that spectrum. Everyone has masculine and feminine within them, okay? You need to fall into your feminine because the feminine is attractive. The feminine is magnetic. The masculine's electric. It thinks it has to do to get things. No. We're falling into the feminine. We've already planted the seeds. We've already done all that we have had to do in order to put our order in to the universe. Okay? The order's put in. So now we fall into our feminine of attracting, of becoming attractive to the things that we have asked for. Become attractive to the things that we have prayed for. Think about this. And I'll go into it in terms of relationship because this is the best lens to see it through. Okay. You have asked God for a relationship. A friend. Let's say a friend. I need a good friend. Okay. And you go out, you putting yourself out, you're going to speed dating friendship things, you're all on social media, you're chasing, okay? You're chasing friendship. I'm willing to bet by chasing that friendship with that energy of chasing that you probably done ran 2-3 people off from actually being your friend. Because, not because you want it too bad, but because something about you feels like you have to assert yourself to get it. You have to run after it. Listen, anything that you're chasing is running from you. Anything you're chasing is running. Okay? So that's masculine energy, hunting, predatory, chasing. Now, let's put it like this. You want friendship. So you put your order up, you pray for it, you ask God for it, and then you just sit back for a little while and you start to think, okay, well, what kind of friend do I want? And what's the nature of this friendship? Like, is it, a friend that I can just go to the gym with? Or is this a friend that we talk every day? Like, what kind of friendship do I want? So now you're in a creative energy. You're in your feminine, okay? You're starting to create the friendship before it even gets to you. And so you say, okay, well, now my order is really clear, specific. These are the properties and these are the attributes that I want this person to have or this friendship to have. And I'm pretty content about, the order that I put in. So you go about living your life. You might go out a little more often, you got an invite to something, so you go. You see that there's an event happening that really lights you up. You're like, oh, shoot, a ceramics class? Let me go. And you go to the ceramics class, and sitting across from you, everybody's partnered up. You end up getting partnered up with somebody that you really click with. You guys become friends. That is really how manifestation works, y'all. It's through the non-action, but it's also through alignment. And how do we know we're aligned? We know we're aligned by how we feel. Did it light us up? So just by the very nature of you loving ceramics and getting excited about it, it puts you in alignment to find the thing that you had prayed for. So that's what I feel like is happening. We got to get out of our masculine thinking that we can pump God into deliver what it is that we want. Things are happening in divine timing. Things are happening in divine timing, okay? They're not happening on your time. But you can speed up your timeline by not creating this resistance by relaxing in to the idea that what you want is already yours. You just got to line up with it and figure out how to use that internal GPS, which is that heart chakra. Anything that lights you up is a yes, is a go. It's a go. It leads you to your manifested desires. Let's see what else we got. Travel, international travel, crown chakra, and sacred. Okay. So you could be feeling a little restricted right now. There could be some delays. But you could have, you know, the opportunity to travel internationally. I know we got to kind of wait for our affairs to settle, at least here in America. But also international travel is also about a broadening your perspective. Okay. Domestic travel is about opening up your view to a bird's eye view. But world travel, international travel is about a worldly view. So you might need to broaden your perspective on something right now. You also have crown chakra, so you could be getting messages. You could be very intuitive right now. And there could be a lot of signs and synchronicities happening around you. But if you are restricting yourself and you are so worried about doing, you could actually be restricting yourself from receiving and being aware of the messages that God's trying to give you. Okay? They could be sitting right in front of you. There could be clues to what your next steps are right in front of you, but you so caught up on doing that you haven't taken a step back to fall into your feminine, to intuitively discern what your next steps are. Okay? Yeah, it's a sacred time right now. Okay? It's a sacred time, and whatever, this is why we got to get in our feminine too, because whatever is in that sacral chakra, okay, that's the gut. That's your gut feeling. That's your womb. Okay? That's your womb. Your creative space. Whatever is fueling that, whatever is placed inside of there, that is what we need to be doing in this new beginning. Okay? Fighting to survive was last timeline's news. Okay? Let me say that again, because some people need to hear that. Fighting to survive was last timeline's news. In this new timeline that's being birthed, and it's not just being birthed from me and my friends and people who watch readings, it is being birthed universally. Okay? And it's here whether you believe it's here or not. So it's best to work with the energy. It's best to work with the universal energy. We have a new timeline. We have a new cycle. Okay? We have a new year that's here for us. Okay? And so it's in our best interest to get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's act like we're new. Let's walk like we're new. Let's walk like we have a new chance. Let's walk even if we're going through stuff. We can't get so bogged down by our present circumstances. Nothing is a life sentence. Okay? We got to be forward thinking, forward looking in the age of Aquarius. Okay? Optimistic in the age of Aquarius. Okay? All right, let's take it to the tarot and we'll close it out. Y'all know I got my black tarot. I love this deck. It's forever giving me new insight and new perspective. So let's see. Let's get one card. Spirit, give us one card to wrap up. Oh, this one is popped up. So I'm going to go with this one. Cards never lie. 5 of Knives. 5 of Knives. 5 of Knives. Okay. So the Five of Knives is about winning at all costs and conflicts. Two individuals battle as the third watches from his throne. In this fight, there are no winners. Not even the person on the throne has gained. Onlookers watch in fear, enjoyment, and sorrow. The Five of Knives warns you not to get lost in battle, not to get so lost in battle that you forget what you're fighting for. The chaos stems from a lack of communication. The Five of Knives asks you to pick your battles. Many battles are rooted in inequitable systems and lies of scarcity created by those who benefit from us fighting amongst ourselves. Any pain that individuals inflict on each other is rhythmically mirrored. Stop acting in your own self-interest. Make a different choice and drop your swords. Expand your sense of self. See the larger view of who you are. Our self is our neighbor. Our self is the world. Our self is the universe. When I tell you the cards don't, what was the very first card we got, y'all? The law of oneness. The law of oneness. We got the international travel card. Expand your horizons. Expand your view. Okay? Put your swords down. It's not a time to be... Swords is also action, right? It's not a time to be active. 5 is also the number of transformation. There's some transformations going on. Okay, so you could be having some transformative conversations as well, because swords is also a communication card. Okay, so how to get on the light side, okay, or the yang side, is conflict resolution, making amends, confrontation of evil and exposure of treachery. We see that all over the world right now. And virtuous wealth. That's the new timeline we in right now. How to be out of alignment. How to recognize if you're out of alignment. Not playing nice. Hinting at a loss. Troublemakers. Liars. Haters. Frenemies. Okay. So understand, if you are in that space and if you are experiencing those types of people, places, things, thoughts, habits, and ideas, that you are in a place of imbalance. You are on one side of the spectrum, and you're going to have to do some work to move yourself to the other side. Now, how do we do that? Transmute your passion, your desires, and high-level energy into love, compassion, and grace. Share the love. It don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. Share the love. I hope that we heard that, loved ones, loud and clear. Hopefully something in this message resonated with you. If it did, please, if you're feeling it, like, comment, and share, subscribe. Also, if you want to book a personal reading, tap the link. Go over to my Instagram. You can DM me personally. Let's figure out personally what it is that you need to do, can do to stay in alignment with, God's purpose on your life and the energy that is being set forth. But I'm back, baby. I love y'all. Until next time.